Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Hi, my name is Emmy. I am an absolutely feral book reader and I believe 5 stars is a feeling, as my jumper says. This is my book merch. It is officially out by the time you're watching this, which is so exciting. So if you didn't already know, you're a girlie who loves book merch, I will leave a link down below to my book merch collection. And I am so excited to share that with you guys. But just a warning, you're going to be seeing it in every video coming up. You probably already have. So today's video is no different. And for today's video, we are picking my TBR for the month of October. Now, October is the busiest month for me. I am away for over 2 weeks of the month. I'm on holiday for a week. I go to London twice, and I also have a girls' trip. So a lot of the month is going to be busy and I don't know how much time I'm going to have to read. Obviously, I'm going away to sit by a poolside and read books. So I'm hoping that I'll still be able to read 20 books in the month. But we're gonna still pick 6 like we normally do here, because usually the books I read in the month are continuing on series and, you know, finishing stuff, whereas my TBR is typically picking new books. So I like to read a mix of both, and also usually when I read a book on my TBR that I love, I'll just go and read the whole series in that month. I've also done some other TBR videos before. If you haven't seen them, you probably have, but the TBR jar picks my TBR for the month. That's always what I've done on my channel here. If you want to see any other TBR videos, I'll leave a link to the playlist below, but I was running out of TBR prompts and I asked you guys to send me some. So we have filled it and I have had to scrunch up all the little post-it notes as small as I possibly can to fit them all. So shout out to everyone who sent me prompts. Let's just jump straight in and pick 6 for the month. The first prompt of what we're gonna read in October. Cami chooses from 3 options. So I will pick 3 books off the shelf and then we'll call Cami through to choose from the 3. Ooh, what do I want to read? This one and... Okay, I've picked 3 books. They're all blue and I'm gonna ask Cami to come in and pick one. I can hear him coming. Hi, I'm picking prompts from my TBR to pick my jar. So you have to pick what book I read based off 3 books I have here. Right. So you want to pick one?
There was not a line she would cross to liberate her family.
Do you want me to explain what they are?
Don't get ahead of yourself, yeah?
Okay.
They all look the exact same.
So they're all fantasy books.
Right.
One of them's a YA, so young adult, and 2 of them are adult. Fear the Flames is like a dragon heist. So
right.
A princess has been abandoned, mistreated by the king, ran off, started her own queendom, but he still has
Queendom?
her... Yeah.
I don't know if that's a phrase.
It is.
Kingdom.
Queendom.
She started her own realm.
Yeah, but hidden, and she sets off on a quest with someone to recapture her dragons that she's bonded to.
So, dragon heist.
Yep.
This has also got something to do with the dragons.
Yeah, I don't know what that one's about though. And then Bride of the Shadow King is a shadow king with magical powers from a realm comes to the human realm and has a marriage of convenience to keep peace between humans and the magic realm. And he's betrothed to the middle daughter because the eldest daughter is sick or something. But he has a love story with the eldest daughter instead.
Don't know why, but do you remember that film, Princess Ends Up in New York City? And it's got the guy who was in the Law series that we watched last.
Suits?
No. Is it Marston, the actor?
James Marston.
Yeah, is he not in a film where
Enchanted?
Yeah, that kind of sprung to mind.
Okay.
When you were explaining that, I don't know why, because it's nothing like it. But
no.
Coming from a magical realm into...
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you this book. Well, actually, you take this one on you're gonna be taking one of them on holiday, right?
Well, I'm just picking 6 books to read for the month. I read 20, so I can read more one of them. But you're choosing one for my TBR. So this is for my TBR.
Yeah, because you can take it on holiday, and it's not...
Yeah, but I can take all of them on holiday.
Cumbersome.
But I don't know if I'll take it on holiday. I'm going to read it in the month of October. This is not specifically for holiday.
Yeah, well...
So, Bride of the Shadow King, that's your choice.
Sure.
Thank you, you're so helpful.
That's alright.
Thank you. You can go now.
Cool. Mwah.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love you too. Sorry, I literally just got distracted there because Mariana's reads on TikTok, literally just finished reading Metal Slinger, which is one of my favourite books of the year / ever, and she's literally just finished. And if you read the book, I know some of you guys have, you've been messaging me, if you know how the book ends, she just experienced the ending. I just had to take a pause there to talk about it. I literally think about that book every single day. If you need a book to add to your TBR, like a book you want to read, please read Battle Slinger. Like, please read that this year. Okay, so first prompt was Cami chooses from 3 options, and we have Bride of the Shadow King, which is like great because I did just get the other 2 books in the trilogy, so hopefully I can read all of them this month. Now let's pick prompt number 2. We'll go with a pink sticky note this time. Out of comfort zone genre. I know exactly what I'm going to read for this. I'm going to read a thriller. This is Deadly Occupants by Mads Rafferty. Mads just sent me the book. It was released in September, which is the month I'm filming this video. It's literally just been released at the time of me filming this video. It will be out for like a couple weeks after, but if you're wanting like spooky season, paranormal activity meets Pretty Little Liars, you need to read this book. I know Heather's just read that. Heather was raving about this when she read it and said it was really, really fun. So I feel like it's gonna be a good thriller type of book for me to read. It's apparently very fast paced. I feel like I could binge it, but I've not read any thriller, any, you know, type of spooky book. So this is definitely a genre that's outside of my comfort zone, but it's one that I'm intrigued and interested and ready to pick up. So no hesitation there. We are picking up Deadly Occupants by Mads Rafferty. Okay, prompt number 3. My adrenaline is honestly going from Mariana finishing that book, I can't lie. Oh, a booktuber chooses. Who could I ask? I could ask Larry, but she's not online yet because she hasn't texted me back yet. I could ask Sarah. What time is it? Could slide into Rachel Catherine's DMs because she followed me on Instagram last week. Hey bestie Rachel, if you're watching this, hey. But I don't know if she's awake right now. I think it's nighttime. Well, she says in her reading vlog she likes to be in bed at like 9 p.m. with the book, so she's probably already asleep, so we won't do that. We'll message bestie Sarah, and Sarah loves a TBR video, so let's do this. I don't have like a TBR cart. I just have like books on my shelf randomly, so I might pick like 10 books, put them together, take a photo of them, and then send them to her so she can choose. So that's why it's kind of narrowed down, because it's a bit unfair for me to just like send her so many photos of like all the books on my TBR, so we'll do that. Shall we? We'll keep these 2 options still because they're already out. And I'm also gonna make it exclusively fantasy, not romance, because I have Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young, and I also have Book Lovers by Emily Henry, and I think that she would pick either of those. So maybe I just give her those 2 options. Actually, why don't I just do a mix? I'll do a mix. Ember and the Ashes, she's loved, so I will include that in the lineup. And then I know she's read Dance of Thieves, so maybe I'll give Dance of Thieves another chance, but I kind of don't really want to read that because everyone said for me to read A Kiss of Deception first, so we'll put that one back. I'll do City of Bones, and we'll do the 2nd book in the Prison Healer series because I know she has read that. Okay, we'll do Book Lovers, Out on a Limb. We'll also do Abby Jimenez just for the summer. You know what, I'll put Crooked Kingdom in there as well because I know she liked and read that. Okay, I will also do Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. Let's take a photo. Okay, so the message has been sent. I said, hey bestie Sarah, I'm filming my TBR video and the prompt I pulled from my TBR jar says to get a booktuber to choose. If you're up for it, I'd love for you to choose 1 book for me to read in October. These are my options. And then I sent a photo of the 9 book options, which I know she loves some of them. So we will close that and wait for her to reply. If she does, I might have to come back to this video at a later point. Hopefully she's up for that. That would be fun. Also, I literally call everyone bestie. I don't know why I got into the habit of that. I actually think it was probably from watching her videos. But like, I will call people bestie to their face. Like, everyone is my bestie. You're my bestie. Literally everyone is my bestie. I feel like one of these days someone's gonna like reply and be like, I'm not your bestie. Because I just call everyone my bestie. That's like my beige flag. One person on the internet replies to my comment and I'm like, we're besties. Should I go deeper into the jar? Let's go deeper in. I really folded these so small. Ooh, mood read. Now I could potentially save this just to see what I feel like mood reading, but I'm gonna pick what I'm in the mood to read. That's what I'm gonna do. I am in the mood to read about Nyktos and Draken. So we're gonna read Born of Blood and Ash, which is book 4 and the final book in the Flesh and Fire series. Book 1 is A Shadow in the Ember. It's the prequel series for the Blood and Ash series. This is how big it is. It's huge. I've kind of been putting it off because I'm so scared, because this is also like the font size. So absolutely crazy, but it's like a huge floppy textbook. I love the indie paperbacks. I think this is like one of my favorite books ever. It's a soft matte cover. Like, this is my ideal ideal book. Do you look at that? I think we're going to read this. I'm very, very nervous and sad to be finishing a book series that I love so much, but I'm also like in the mood to like live and dally in one of my favorite fantasy worlds ever with some of my comfort characters. So we're going to go with that. 2 more picks. Actually flying through this. An illustrated cover. What books have illustrated covers? Let's see. Oh, okay. Option 1, Legend Born. There's too many options, guys. It's basically all my special edition and like fairy-like books, because I could just go with my contemporary romance options for this, but Sarah's choosing and I don't want to pick a book that she might pick. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 options to choose from. The first one is The Dagger and the Flame by Catherine Doyle. This is a new release, a fiery enemies to lovers romantasy. In a deadly game of revenge, the most dangerous mistake of all is falling in love. This edition is absolutely beautiful. As I said, it's my Fairyloot edition, but this says, shade magic is a scarce and deadly commodity controlled by 2 enemy guilds. Is it guilds? Guides? Guilds? I don't know. I'm terrible with pronunciations. The Cloaks and the Daggers. The Thieves and the Assassins. On the night of her mother's murder, 18-year-old Seraphine runs for her life. Seeking sanctuary with the Cloaks, Sarah's heart is set on revenge. But are her secret abilities a match for the dark-haired boy whose quicksilver eyes follow her around the city? Do I just pick the first book? I need to sneeze. Thank you! Fucking paper thin walls. Nothing can prepare Sarah for the moment she finally comes face to face with Ransom, heir to the Order of Daggers, and Ransom is shocked to discover that this unassuming farm girl wields a strange and blazing magic he has never seen before. This is top contender. I think this is the one that I want to read the most, so we'll go through the other ones, and unless there's something that like beats this out, we'll go with this one. But I have Legend Born by Tracy Dion. After her mother dies in an accident, 16-year-old Bree Matthews wants to escape. A residential program for bright high schoolers seems like the perfect opportunity until she witnesses a magical attack on her very first night on campus. A flying demon feeding on human energies, a secret society of so-called Legendborn that hunt the creatures down. A mysterious mage who calls himself a Merlin and who attempts and fails to wipe Bree's memory of everything she saw. The mage's failure unlocks Bree's own unique magic and a buried memory from the night her mother died. Now she'll do whatever it takes to discover the truth, even infiltrate the Legendborn. But when the Legendborn reveal themselves as the descendants of King Arthur's knights and foretell a magical war, Bree must decide how far she'll go for the truth. Should she use her magic to take the society down or join the fight? It's definitely like a modern fantasy, but that's YA, very fun. We have The Girl with No Reflection. I always get comments asking what book this is on my shelf with like the fish on the edges, and it is The Girl with No Reflection. So this is like an arranged marriage of some sort. Princess Ying believed in love and was chosen to wed the prince. She dreams of a fairy tale marriage which falls apart. Her husband-to-be is cold and indifferent, confining her to a room for reasons he won't explain. Whispers about 7 other brides who mysteriously disappeared after their own weddings. Left alone with only her reflection for company, she begins to see strange things in her mirror, and on the eve of her wedding, she unwittingly opens a gateway and is pulled into another world. The realm is full of sentient reflections, including the enigmatic Mirror Prince. He is kind and compassionate, unlike his real-world counterpart, and before long she falls in love. But soon she discovers that the 2 worlds have a blood-soaked history, and she has a part to play in both. And the brides who came before her, by the time they discovered their roles, it was already too late. So that's also very intriguing. We do have Sleep Like Death, which is a Snow White reimagining. It is very short. I just don't know if I feel like Snow White. We also have The Wren in the Holly Library, which has a beautiful cover. It's like cozy fantasy with a street thief and monsters in a library. And I just don't know if I'm feeling that yet. I feel like I need to mood read this one. But that could also be a potential book club book. This one has been on my want to read list for a while. A fallen god, a shape-shifting fox. They'll do anything to outsmart each other except fall in love. And then Lore of the Wilds. Is this not another reimagining? Cottagecore books about a love triangle. A library with a deadly enchantment, a fey lord who wants in, a human woman willing to risk it all for a taste of power. In the land ruled by ruthless fey, 21-year-old Lore's village is trapped in a forest prison. Lore knows that any escaped attempt is futile. Her scars are a testament to her past failures. But when her village is threatened, Law makes a desperate deal with a Fae Lord. She convinces him that she will risk her life for wealth, but really she's after the one thing the Fae convert above all, magic of her own. Oh, this sounds really fun. As Law navigates the hostile world outside of her village, she's forced to rely on 2 Fae males to survive. When undeniable chemistry ignites, she's not just in danger of losing her life, but also her heart to the very creature she can never trust. Oh, okay, that one sounds really fun. Okay, so we've narrowed it down to these, but I think I am going to go with The Dagger and the Flame. But I also really want to read Lore of the Wilds now. I think that was like my next option. So we're going to go with this one. Okay, we are about to pick the last book prompt. A new to me author. Well, you know what? There is a book that I really want to read. I think I'm just going to use this as an excuse to pick that. But wait, what was the book that I really wanted to read? I can't remember it now. Wait, why does my brain do this sometimes? I just literally felt like I just glitched. Oh, I know what it is. Okay, so the 2 options for a new to me author are A Kiss of Iron by Claire Sager or Petals for Vicious Secrets by Martha Monteval. This is an indie book. I was just sent it as an ARC, but it's quite short. So I feel like I could just read this anyways. And this one is a bit longer. Wow, it's like almost 600 pages. But the stenciled edges on this are absolutely gorgeous. This was exclusive like ARC edition that I was sent, and it's a trilogy that is about to be completed. I think it's available on Kindle Unlimited as well. So I could start this and then just like finish the whole trilogy, or I have like a shorter book, but they don't. How does that even work? Like, one of these books is less than 350 pages and the other is almost 600. I don't get that. Petals for Vicious Secret says, a secret that will change the world, a revenge that will change her life. Discarded at birth, Hope Nevada grew up on the brutal island of Verdania, where beings must kill in order to survive. During a trading day, a rare device is delivered by an anonymous sender, a device that will unveil the first truth out of the many lies she has been told throughout her life. After the revelation, there is no going back. Hope must seek vengeance in Thyria, the 4-petal guarded island with 5 political houses. But beings in Thyria possess extremely powerful magic skills that she has not yet discovered, and its rulers have no pity for discarded beings. Hope has learned by force that trusting others is a liability to her own survival, yet the cardinals have written her faith and it is not in loneliness. So that's exciting. And then we have A Kiss of Iron, which says, in the cutthroat game of court life, oh, I love court life. In the cutthroat game of court life, master manipulate pawns and you will never know which one you are. One thing is certain, there is no space on the board for love. A penniless noblewoman cat is on the verge of losing everything when she's offered a well-paid job that could be her salvation or her ruin. Drawn into the court's deadly intrigue, she's given a single task: spy on the powerful Fae Lord known as the Night Queen Shadow. Okay. Bastian Marwood is handsome, ruthless, and cunning, but Kat can't decide if he's a threat to her kingdom or just to her heart. To uncover the truth, she must play a dangerous game of desire and deceit, pushing him to reveal his secrets while protecting her own. But Bastian's shadows have a hold on her, one she isn't sure she wants to escape. Kat soon learns that at court nothing is as it seems, and even the best laid plans can be destroyed in an instant. As a pawn on the board, she can't afford to fall victim to love, only fight for survival. It says perfect for fans of Guild and From Blood and Ash, which are like darker fantasy romances that I love. So I think I'm gonna go with this one. And it always comes up on Goodreads of like recommended books based off the other books I read. So maybe it's time that I pick up this new to me author. So that's the book we're gonna go with. So they are 5 of the 6 books so far. Oh, Sarah has replied. Okay, here we go. Oh, 4 minutes ago. I have no idea what she's gonna pick. Okay, so she says, I want to say Just for the Summer or The Gilded Cage so bad. Which is interesting, because that is not what I thought she would pick. The Gilded Cage is book 2 in the Prison Healer trilogy, and we just read book 1 for book club. So if you're in my book club, you'll have seen like the dedicated reading vlog for that and know my thoughts and reviews on book 1. But the ending was so insane that I'm like, I kind of want to pick up book 2 soon. And then Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. I've not read that yet. But she says, but I have to go with The Crooked Kingdom because that duology is my life. I'm actually so scared for this. So we're going to be reading book 2 in the Grishaverse. I read 6 of Crows and I did like it. I was also reading it in the middle of my 24-hour readathon, but everyone I know has given it like 4 and 5 stars. It's so highly rated, so I really want to love it. So it's still fresh in my head and it's a duology. So picking up this book is good because 1, it's a very highly rated and loved book. So, you know, feeling confident in that sense. 2, it's a duology. It's the second book in a series, so if I read it, then that's me finishing a series that's on my TBR, and I can tick that off, so that's one less series for me to read. And then 3, Sarah picked it. That's enough for me. I'm quite excited. Okay, we have a very interesting lineup this month. So here we go. These are, I'll face them so you can actually see. These are officially the 6 books we have picked on my TBR to read in the month of October. And like always, I will read them all in reading vlogs. You guys can watch me read all the books that we have picked together. So if you aren't already subscribed, make sure that you subscribe so you can see me read these books that we have chosen today. Thank you so much for watching this video again, guys, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.